So whilst this is drying in here, we'll move over to this big petal here. And I'm going to wet the whole thing, but not the little bit sticking out that we did before. So I'll just go carefully there. It doesn't matter if this blurs into this. So carefully underneath that shadowed part. I'm going to wet right down, irrespective of the whiteness there. And carefully up here. So you can see that little triangle I filled in. I'll just go right to the edge there. And here, and I'm going to wet right out to the edge of that petal. Back in there. Right, we're ready to go. So now let's look at the colour. It's a dull cinnamony tanny colour, this colour. So I'll just make a little bit more of that, which is our three colours mixed together. So we'll put some more Potter's Pink in there, and some more purpley blue, and some more yellow, because it's quite a warm colour. It's not yellow enough and it's not dark enough. Let's see. More yellow. That's about right. This is where the yellow underpainting glows through, of course, too. It's about right, given that that's wet. So then, I'm going to start here, because this is the most important line for me, and I'm going to take that in there. Now you'll see that I made a bit of a boo-boo with my line there before, so I'm taking this to the correct line. And I'm just getting rid of that little bit that I had, a little pointy bit on that petal which I shouldn't have had before. I'm just dropping more colour in there. That's the darkest place. So I'm picking up some of this darker Potter's Pink colour and just dropping it in there. Let it drift out. I'm going to come around this petal here with that colour. So starting with that darker colour, I'll add a little blossom up into that petal there, but I think we won't worry about it too much. I'm going to go in with a damp brush and just re-wet that top corner because it's kind of dried out and creeping out there, and go on with a little bit more colour. Just make that edge nicely defined. A little tilt that way. Then with, it's a reasonable size brush, really dried out, I'm just going to create a little bit of a ridge there. And then there's a triangle of this colour here. You see that? And it comes in there, but with some of the darker Potter's Pink colour. And it forms this shape. I'm just softening that edge. Leave that hard edge there. And this has got more of that light cinnamony colour down here, and a bit of purple out to the edge. So I'm going to pick up this brush, which is a nice lifting brush, clean water, dry it off, and just recover some of these little shapes here. So I've got a little sweep here, and some shapes like that. So I'm pressing and twisting on the brush as I do that. Dry brush, just representing some of these shapes you can see coming through. Then I'll use a thinner brush, go up to there, just pick up some little thinner lines just to create those shapes. The colours are all nestling in quite nicely. Are we dark enough? I think it needs a little bit more purple in here, so I'm just going to drop a bit more dark in there, a bit dark in here. A bit more dark in here. And down the bottom. So you can see what the colours do. They're just lots of fun. So I'm going to pick up some of this darker, reddy, Potter's pinky purple, and just go between those lightened bits that I did, and just drop those in there. Bit of a triangle there. So it's lots of fun. Now there's a little triangle here, and it's all darker there, so I'll just drop a bit more colour in there. You can see that that's starting to dry out a little bit now. I don't want to get these edges running, but I just want to give it a little bit more juice. So I'll do that and protect that bit. And see what happens. Then at the bottom of this bit here, I want it to roll like I did here. So I'm just going to pick up what is, it's not super small, but it's a number 8. I'm just going to go around the edge. Needs to be a bit more purple than that. Needs to be more purple than that. Don't panic if you put the wrong colour on. Just go over it with the right colour. So I've got my edge done. Now I want this to feel light, but I want it to be kind of that connecting in the middle. Just wet a bit more here. So I've got a little bit pinker. Just a few bits. And you just need to do this kind of really raggy. You don't want it too perfect. The old shaky hand trick is what you want. This is just a damp brush. I'm just picking up a few of these bits that have got a bit too carried away. And I'm just going to go one last sweep with a darker colour. It's still really wet there, so I'm just going to do this again just to add that definition a bit more. And whilst it's wet, you can just have fun adding. Going to add a bit more down here. Because these are peripheral. Your eye's drawn here. These don't have to be perfect. In fact, they're better not perfect. It's the tonal value that does the job. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. See, this bit here looked quite dark before, and now it's popping out. It's probably too light, but we'll deal with that later. I'm just going to give it a little tilt. I've got a bit of feathering happening there that I think I'd rather it wasn't quite so feathery, so just a little tilt. And I'm just going to add a few more darks up in here, just along the edge. Let's get that perfectly shaped. Whilst it's wet like this, you can just have fun and keep adding colour or lifting to make it interesting. Do I want to lift it? Just a little bit there. Let's do some. Great. So whilst I'm waiting for that to dry and just watching it, I'm just going to tidy up this little bit here, which I got a bit carried away with some colour on. I'll use my little 1/4 inch scrubber. So it's just wet. Just going to take away those hard lines there. Then I'm going to finish this edge here. It's just a neutral kind of a grey, purple, yellow opposites. Neutralise that down a bit, more blue, more yellow. So I'm doing the same thing again. Just going wet on dry around the edge. I know this seems pretty vertical, doesn't it? And it looks dark. As soon as I add water to it, soften it with water. And I hadn't even realised I hadn't done that or done it until I tidied up that bit there. Then I'm just going to go with a almost dry brush and pick up and soften the edge, basically. Not going near the other part. Really dry brush. So that just tucks it down. Tucks the edge down. I'm just going to add some colour here. Some ready colour, bricky colour, because this petal would have reflection on it from that petal. It's always a bit of fun to add those reflected colours. You just look for the colour behind it. That'll do. So that just rolled that one down. And maybe I'll pull a few little lines up. Just to suggest that it's coming up and over and rolling. And that's done.